Hello, good day, kids. So, for the last part of our final discussion, so in preparation for finals, that would be around 18, 19, or depending on your section, based on your part. So, the last part would be around the percentage until matapos na So, although kailan ka pages, it's a bit enough for 7 pages, I think. So, although madamo siya, but I will remove or only discuss the important ones and also summarize it for faster understanding. Okay, so first of all, we are now on percent composition and formulas of the compounds. So first of all, what is percentage? Percentage composed around 100% or 100 parts. Okay, so if you are given of a certain compound, so it will sum up into 100%. So for example, you are given with CO2. Okay, so it is composed of your carbon and oxygen. Not only oxygen, but it has two oxygen. Kaya ang two nga subscript ara sa oxygen. Okay, so therefore, if we are giving example, organopapulaxi mo is ang percentage ng imong carbon. Okay, so we need to get the mass of the carbon and the mass of your compound gid mismo, then times 100. So that is very simple lang. Okay, you need to get the atomic weight of your carbon. Atomic weight is makita nyo sa inyong periodic table. Then the molecular mass of the compound, which is your, for example, since wala man ginhatag, therefore ang iyang standard, which is isa ka carbon kag duha ka oxygen. So that would sum up to 44. Okay, kay you have 16 plus 16. Okay, 16 yung atomic weight sa mga oxygen. Okay, example. So, diba, 15.9. So round it off to one whole number. So it is 16. So it times 2 mo. So 32. Then you have your carbon. Your carbon is 12. Okay. So that's how you get your 44. So the 12 na AMU, that is your carbon. So 12 divided by 44, yun na nakasimple, then it times mo lang sa 100. Okay. So that would be around 0.23. Okay. 27.3. Yeah. So percent, that is your percent of your carbon. Next is the percent of your oxygen. Okay, so oxygen lang is isa. But sa inyong compound, you have 2. Therefore, if you're getting the mass of your oxygen, kung pila man na di ang ali sa iya sa iya compound. Therefore, if you have 2, it is times 2 of your atomic weight of your oxygen. So you have 16 times 2, which is 32, divided by 44. Okay, then times mo na sa 100, then you will get the percentage of your oxygen, which is 72.7%. Okay, so pag solve niya class, mas lapit din sa 2 sa kilis sa 16, therefore i-multiply mo anay, then i-divide mo na sa 44, then times mo lang sa 100. That is how you get your percentage. Next is if you have 1 mole of your CO2. Okay, so na-discuss nga na sa discussion sa babaw or sa video 2. Okay, so hindi tayo padalman, hindi tayo magliwat-liwat. Next example here is to solve the percentage composition of a compound which is HNO3. Okay, so ibig sabihin you're given with 3 elements. Okay, so ibig sabihin na parehas lang sa formula way nyo, way you break them down. Okay, so yung tunga-tungaon nyo. Okay, so first plan is we need to calculate the mass of each. Okay, sa kada isa nga element. Then, kuha ko mo nga yung percentage. Solution is the molar mass of an each is calculated first or kinanglan pa na i-calculate. Therefore, if you have 1 oxygen, you have 1 oxygen, you have 1 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, and 3 oxygen. Kaya ang subscript ng tili arada. Okay, the atomic mass of your hydrogen, which is 1. The atomic mass of your nitrogen is 14. Okay, nitrogen, okay, nitrogen 14. So kita so this was kita. Next is for your oxygen. Guys, oxygen 16 times 3. Therefore 1, 14 plus 48, which is equal to 63. Okay, so that is the total mass of your compound. Okay, so example, so isa-isahon mo na. Kaysa mo na yung mga hydrogen, you have 1 divided by 63, that is the total mass or mass mole of your HNO3. Okay, divide mo lang sa 63, then times mo lang sa 100, which is 1.16. Next is your nitrogen, 14. Okay, dili ka nagkuha, or sa dili ang mass na gid, ang total na gid. So 14 divided by 63 times 100, which is 22.2. Then ang imo nga oxygen, which is 16 times 3 is equals to 48. 48 divided by 63 times 100 is 76.2% of your oxygen. So usually, if you're given with a solving percent composition, kung i-add up mo sa tanan, you will have a total of 100%. So you have 6, 2, 2, 2.0, then carry 1, 1, 2, 1 plus 1, you have 2, then plus 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 0, carry 1 what? 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 7 is 1 or 100 na ang mga total. Okay, so that sums up. Okay, so the name of your compound nga ginsolve lang is your nitric acid, which is composed 1.6 na hydrogen, 22.2% of your nitrogen, and 76.2% of your oxygen. Okay, so biomass. Next. Okay, next yung discussion is the derivation formulas from your elemental position. You have your simplest. Simplest formula, or yung tawag sa other name is empirical formula. Okay, formulas of compounds with a smaller whole number ratio of your atoms for molecular compounds. And, the molecular formula indicates the actual number of your atoms in the molecule of your compound. So you have your molecular formula and also your empirical formula. Empirical formula, shortcut. Okay, ibig sabihin na sa ginkuhaan LCD. Okay, ang imong mga molecular formula is kung ano gid ang iyang original nga compound. Okay, so ang example gani you have here. For example, the simplest formula of your water are both H2O. However, the hydrogen peroxide is the empirical formula is HO. Kaya nga aman, ang empirical formula is simplest formula. Diba? Ang hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. Okay, that is the molecular formula of your hydrogen peroxide. Pero kung din ang balya empirical or simplest formula ya, it is now HO. Okay? HO sa kanya aman, iya 2 nga subscript kag 2 nga subscript. Okay, so gin LCD mo, which is 2. Therefore, HO. Okay, so intindi nyo yung difference between your empirical and your molecular. Okay. Next is the simplest formula, or paano ka mag-solve sa yung mga simplest formula. Okay, if you're only given with a certain mga percentage na. Okay, so simplest formula, compounds containing sulfur and oxygen are seriously air pollutants. They represent the major cause of the acid rain. Analysis of the sample of pure compounds reveals that it contains 50.1% of your sulfur and 49.9% biomass, of oxygen biomass. What is the simplest formula of that certain compound? Okay, so paano ka magkuha sina? Okay, first of all, you need to get, or main plots kita, you need to get the mole of your atom. Nga man ginhatag lang sa inyo is the atom only, or the element. Okay, so if you are given with the percentage, okay, you can convert it into grams. Okay, kaya di ba may conversion ratio kita to, if you are given with a certain makatotal man sa into 100, it is the total na compound. So kaya may 50.1 ka na sulfur, can write it as 50.1 grams of your sulfur. Then you have 49.9% of your oxygen, can write it as 49.9 grams of your oxygen. Okay, given that it is in a ratio, therefore may ratio ka nga makuha, okay, using in imong mole. Okay, you have your 1 mole of your sulfur atoms is equivalent to the atomic weight of your sulfur man. Okay, the atomic weight of your sulfur is 32.1. Tanong to the sulfur 32 na din. So 32.1. Okay, gin ano yun sa tenths. Okay, dira sa nag-round off. Pero usually, if kung sa ato nagiging rule sa aton as classroom, para mas uniform, we will use whole number. Pero don't worry, things like exam, hindi naman pabudlayan, like pasolve ko with sa inyo. May pasolve ko, but only the simplest lang. Okay, so, ginakon pen. Wait lang, medyo lagi. Okay. Okay. Okay, since if you're given with a gram study, okay, grams per day. So you can cancel out this. This ratio is derived from the ratio in gives of atoms of the sample, hence the simplest formula of your compound. So you have now the moles of your sulfur atoms. Next is the moles of your oxygen. Okay, so same ang unit day, same na day. Okay, so 49.9 times 1 divided by 16 is equals to 32.12. Okay, din na nakuha ang 16 with this with realin. Okay, the atomic mass unit of your oxygen. Okay, next, what we will do next? Step 2. Okay, since you are given with the mole, okay, so you look or you use the lowest as your denominator. What is the denominator? Ang sa dalog. Okay, so you will be using 1.15, 1.56 mole. So 1.56 divided by 6 equals to 1s. Okay, then next is 3.12 divided by 1.56. You will have 2 oxygen. Okay, using that, you write the sulfur. Okay, 1 lang siya. Okay, understood na may imaginary nga 1 na that. Then, there is oxygen, which is 2 ang iyang sabat. We'll use it as a subscript na 2. So, therefore, yung mga simplest formula for that certain example is SO2. Ang mula na simple. Okay, so there may example or setup para mas dasig makita. Okay, kay may relative mass, kay diba percentage na ito ginatag. So, kay equivalent siya into 100%, gin-convert na directly ang iyong percentage into a mass or ang iyang kabugaton. Okay, gets? So, there is sulfur luwat, there is oxygen, diretso, ang mulang naka, simple, hindi na pagpa-ribugi pa. Next nga example is this. Okay, medyo tricky gamay. Okay, so pangatigid. Okay, for this simple na formula sa amon yung compound, okay, at 20.088 2 grams of your sample of your ionic compound is found to contain 6.075 grams of your sodium, 8.474 grams of your sulfur, and 6.336 grams of your oxygen. What is its simple formula? Okay, you have plans. Okay, reason or same gyapon sa babaw ngayon pag-calculate. Since you are already given with a direct way na sang imo nga mga elements. So, you will use it. Okay, kay may relative mass ka na. Okay, amo na ang sa babaw. Next, ang sa dalom. Okay, din na nagigakuha sa dalom sa iya atomic mass unit or sa iya nga kabugaton gid sa periodic table. You have your sodium. Okay, din ang sodium. Yak. Okay, yung class ako. Yeah. Sodium is weigh as 22.99. Okay. Pag dire yung nagamit siya into whole number na. Okay. So, kaysa ang magkalsalala sa mga book, kay ga-whole number sila, i-round off dito sa tens. Like this one, for example. Okay. So, 23. So, 6.072 divided by 23, okay, that is 0.264. Okay, next delay 32, that is a sulfur, then 8.474, okay, dira ang iyang relative mass, then oxygen 16 gihapon, 6.336, okay, so i-divide mo lang na. Next, pangitaon mo ang LCD or ang pinakanubo ng value. You have 0.26, kaparehas man sila. Okay, so 0.26, 0.264 divided by 0.264, you have 1, same man day. Dahil sa dalawang maglain, you have 0.396 divided by 0.264. Okay, so if you divide that, you will get an answer of 1.5. Okay, what happens sa nga naka 1.5 na day? Okay, so sa day, okay, if you're getting decimal values, okay, you will automatically need your conversion na factor. Okay, except dili sa babaw class. Okay, nga nagdiretso siya nga nagdiretso na siya 1. Kaya dili 2. Okay, wala man sa decimal point. So kung pila na di, okay, amo na iya direkta nga whole number. Pero diri kay maskin tig 1 na sila, okay, wala nag 1 1 1, okay, kay may conversion factor ka, may decimal point ka or decimal nga value. Therefore, you have 1 times 2, which is 2. 1 times 2, may upon 2. Then 1.5 times 2, which is 3. Kaya tabo da, since kay may whole number ka gani liwa, may decimal ka nga value, we will need this nga conversion factor. If you're getting 0.50, may fraction is 1 half. Okay, 0.33, it's 1/3. 0.67, that is 2/3. 0.25, that is 1/4. 0.75, that is 3/4. Then 0.20, it is 1/5. Okay, so if you are getting 1 half or 0.50 times 2, ang imong conversion factor, then 3 times 3 times 3, kaya tanawan nyo yung denominator. Then there you have 4 and 4, then 5. Dira ka lang base. Okay, so kay 2 ang imong Na, sulat mo diya substitute na 2. Then sa imong sulfur, which is 2 man. Then ang imong oxygen, which is 3. Amo lang naka simple. Okay. Next is percent composition magihapon. Okay. Here, a percent composition of your hydrocarbons, the organic compounds composed entirely of hydrogen and carbon. 0.164 grams of a sample of a pure hydrocarbon was burned in a CH combustion train to produce 0.4931 grams of your carbon dioxide and 0.269 grams of your water. Determine the masses of your carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so carbon kag hydrogen lang ginapamangkot, wala ang oxygen. Okay, in the same the sample, the percentage, and of these elements if this in this hydrocarbon. So first step, identify mo ang ilang mga kinahanglan sa din ka makuha. Okay, you have here grams of your, determine the mass of your carbon. Remember, this is one carbon, which is 12.01 grams in each mole of your mole of your CO2. Therefore, CO2 nga molecular weight ang imo nga gamiton, which is isa ka carbon, which is 12, then 16. Okay, kay 16 times 2, 32, plus 12 is 44.1. Okay, same ang gihapon diri sa imong pagkuha sa imong imong hydrogen. If for hydrogen, so that is 2.016. Okay, dili sa nagkuha. Okay, so yeah, hydrogen. Okay, joke. Hindi, basta lang. Ano pala. Sa imong sa hydrogen mo, the hydrogen is 1.006. So y times 2 na, which is 0.16. Okay, so y sa nag-round off sa whole number but ginrite kagid. Then ay mo nga molar mass of your water, which is 2 ka oxygen, 2 ka hydrogen, then isa ka oxygen. Oxygen is 16 plus 2.016. Okay, so you have 18.02. Okay. Next is ang formula nga gamiton mo. Okay? Calculate the percentage mass using the relationship. Okay, so di mo na nakuha. Okay, that is the mass of your carbon dioxide already. Okay? Next, di mo na kuha. Okay, sa periodic table. That is the mass sa imo carbon dioxide. Next, di mo na 44. That is the total mass of your carbon dioxide. So, kaya yung reyes nila unit, cancel out. Okay? Leaving you the unit na pinapangita mo, which is grams of your carbon. Which is, kung paano mo solve is, times 1 is 0.4931 times 12.01 divided by 44. Ang mula nakasimple para magkuha sa imong grams of your carbon. Okay, same procedure. Amo na yung sample may given for your carbon, for your hydrogen, which is 0.621. Okay, times mo sa dire. May mga conversion o ilang mga factors, conversion factors. So, same unit, 0.269, 2691 times 2.60, 2.016, then divide mo lang sa 18, and you will get the answer, 0.03010 grams of your hydrogen. Okay, kaya nakuha mo na class ang yung mga grams of certain element na kinahanglan mo, you can now get for the percentage of a specific nga element. Okay, kita pa ko to is ang imong nga carbon. Okay, so din nagkuha daily. Okay, then din nagkuha sa imong grams of your sample sa umpisa pa lang sa question, which is 0.164 grams of sample of your hydrocarbon. Okay, so this is the grams of your sample. So 0.1346 divided by 0.1647 times 100 lang, you will get 81.72% of your carbon as a composition. Then sa mga hydrogen, which is 0.03010 grams of your hydrogen, right? Divide mo lang sa yung sample, then times 100, which is 18.28% hydrogen. Okay, ang muna naka-simple. Okay, dito balance kita na. Next is determining the molar formulas. Okay, so ano mga molar formulas ni? Kasi diba you have empirical to ginadubing shortcut mo. Okay, so paano mabalaan kung paano ang iyang molecular na formula? Okay, for example, or the empirical formula of your butane is C2H5, but the molecular formula, empirical formula is C2H5, pero ay ang molecular gate is twice of the atoms, which is C4H10. This is the original or the true formula of your benzene. Okay, the next example is your butane sa gali. Okay, ang inyong benzene is C6H6. Okay, ang simplest formula is CH lang class. Okay, but the molecular formula contains 6 times of the atoms, that is your C6H6. Okay, so paano mag-solve sa mga molecular formula? It is N times the yung simple formula. Simple ang N okay, gavary kung pila ang mga unit. Okay, therefore, paano ka mag-solve sa mga N? Okay, it is molecular weight divided by the simplest formula weight. Okay, so paano mo nabalaan niya ang molecular weight? Okay, molecular weight is ang total sa ni. So if you have 6 na carbon, so carbon mo is 12. 12 times 6, then yung oxygen, which is hydrogen, which is 6, you will have 36. Then 12 times 6 is 2, 1, 6, 7, you have 72, you have 8, 0, 8, so you have 108. Then ang simplest formula, what is the simplest formula? The simplest formula is CH. You have 1 carbon, which is 12, then plus 1, which is 13. So 108, 108 divided by 13. Pwede na ako na. Saan na ako eh? 12 times 6, 22. Ay, 6 lang gali. 78 lang di gali. Nala ko nagsala ko eh. Dapat 1 lang di gali. Malaman. So you will have 70, 78. 78 divided by 13. So we will have 6. 78 divided by 13 is equals to 6. Amo na nga. Simple. So kisa malasa ka ng landi. Pila nga atomic mass unit. I have here example. Okay, so nag-discuss na ako sa babaw. So, liwat na lang na karon. So, here is an example of using your we found that element composition of glucose, external molecular weight, approximately of 180. So, amo yung yang molecular weight, the total. Okay, to determine the simplest formula and the molecular formula of your glucose. First, you need to find the mass of your carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen because amo na ang compose sa imo nga glucose. Okay, so then, nagkaili ka na sa 2.15, kaya dito ka makuha sa ilang simplest formula. Okay, so, here, result na lang, you have the relative mass of each sa ila na. So, you have for carbon, which is 0.04015. So, about 0.015. Ari. You have here carbon. You have here oxygen, hydrogen, and yung mga oxygen. So, there is na nagkuha. So, this is the example 2.15. So, this ka muna na. Ginatulungan sa inyo kung hindi naghalin para hindi ka maglasa. So, relative weight sa babaw, same na gihapon, paano magkuha sa ilang formula. Then, yung atomic weight of your carbon. So, divide mo. 0.0681 divided by 1. So, you have 0.00676. Then, you have 0.01540 divided by 16. Equals to 0.00338. Okay? So, class, sino ang pinaka-gamay D? Okay? You have here 8, you have here 7. Therefore, amuni ang pinaka-gamay. So, using this as pinaka-smallest na value, we will have, divide mo sa sayang self, you have 1. Dire, you have 2. Okay, and this one, okay, kay lapit-lapit naman lang, okay, ginawad off na lang into 1. You will have 0.0338 divided by 0.03376. So, close to 1. Okay, so we will have CH2. Okay, kay puro sila whole number. Then you have oxygen, you have 1. Okay, so you will now know sa iyang simplest formula. Next is to find kung ano ang iyang molecular nga formula. Ano yung formula sa molecular nga formula? Total, okay, divided by sa iyang total sa iyong simplest formula. Okay, kung imo, you have here 12 plus 2, diba, 2 ka hydrogen, you have 1 plus 1, then yung mga oxygen, which is 16. So, 16 plus 12, okay, pila na, 28. 28 plus 2, we will have 30 or close to 30 since nagpayagin ibang ginbuhinan ang iyang or wayagin nyo sa whole number. Okay, so 180 divided by 30.03, you will have 6.0. Okay, so ibig sabihin ang imong multiplying factor with V, 6 times CH2O. Okay, therefore, times 1 is 6, times 1 is 6, times 1 is 6. Then you will get 6H12, then O6. Therefore, ang imong molecular formula for your glucose is this. Okay, so, amo man ka simple. Okay, so, okay, that would end na lang. Okay, so, the law of proportion, hindi ko na nipagitugang. So, dili lang tagawasta sa iyang composition. So, that would be all, class. And thank you. So, i-upload ko na following ang ating mga quizzes. So, due date would be around Friday man. Ang exam would be decided by you guys kung saan ako mo available. I know mga ibang mga teacher talagas man. So, salamat, Ib, and sa pag-intindi. Thank you, and God bless always. Hello.